Hello again and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. Today we're doing Nookstone, which is in the Bedrock Straits neighborhood of Oasis Springs. And this is just a little told you so. It's right in front of me, so I hope I don't say it anymore. This build was more difficult than it should have been because, as you can plainly see, it's a teeny tiny house on their smallest lot size, which I believe is 20 by 15, 15 by 20. So I decided to just leave the house and redecorate it. I mean, I tweaked some things, the roof and the patio and things like that, but this is just basically a redecoration. The biggest problem I had with the build, well, with the house, is that it looked phallic to me. So I kept staring at it. I tried to edit out as much as I could. I was, on the verge of just deleting it and building something different. But the roof saved it. You can't see what I see with the roof there. So I left it. And I just got rid of all this nonsense from EA and gave her a more, a nicer looking place to live. I gave her a yard, obviously, but this is all she has here. Aside from the cute creek in the backyard, this is it. But she's newly graduated. She's what did I give her? Because this is someone I create. Well, did I? No, not necessarily. She came up first thing when I opened CAS. So I, again, just like the house, I just tweaked her. I gave her a different hairstyle. I fixed her face because she had a really bad. She was cute from the front, but when you turned her aside, she had no chin. And she had this nose that stuck out and was pointed, and she had those big blue eyes that I don't, but that's for what I don't like the video, I guess. So I'm just saying, I fixed her up and I fixed her house up is what I did. So it took a little bit longer than it should have, but see, it looks like, to me it does. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe I'm just being bad. But with the roof on, and then you'll see what I do to the roof, and then it won't be as bad. But not sure if you noticed, but the house next door, yeah, that one. I told you guys in the last video that I screwed up on it, so I bulldozed it to get him to take a before picture for the video, and I saved it to my library. But when I went back to my library to get the house back, it wasn't there, and it's still not there a day later. It's gone, and I don't know what I did wrong, because it says the question is saved to your library, and you just click yes, and I did, but it's not in my library. And 24 hours have gone by and it's still not there. So what I did was I gave him one of the houses from my library, and that build is so old. Gosh, at least 2 years old. Because when I first started, I didn't know a thing about the gallery. So this coming up here, it kept saying conflict block clusters. So I looked up online, and she said all I had to do was delete the bathroom. And so I did that, and I fixed the whatever block clusters are. So I thought I'd show that. I don't know what a block cluster is, but it said something about the build having something underneath. But I moved that house twice. There's nothing underneath the house. There is nothing in that bathroom. I don't know what it is, but it wouldn't let me build a wall. So at least I figured it out. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I just gave him one of my really old builds, and I don't know that it really fits in with this neighborhood, but I do recall telling you guys leading up to Oasis Springs that I was not in the mood anymore to follow these stringent EA world building guidelines that I had set for myself, and sticking with the theme of the neighborhood, and I just don't want to do that anymore. I know this is the Southwest, but I'm not building adobes and McMansions. I'm just not going to do it. But that's another thing I need to look up. What do you do with the gaming console? Is that for the computer or a television? I should look that up. I have no idea. I also haven't checked yet to see if it snows in Oasis Springs using seasons. But at this point, I don't really care because all I'm doing right now is building. I pulled a inner thigh muscle. Is that what it's called? The back of your thigh. And it really hurts. So if you hear creaking or anything, I apologize. But I can only sit still for so long, and then the agony sets in and I have to move. I messed up these windows, but they're a little off. Hopefully no one notices that. But I don't know that I made too many mistakes with this. The mistakes I made I caught, as you can plainly tell. But I didn't do anything outlandish. And this one, I did start with everything in a white tone so that you can come back and make the colors later. I usually do that just to get stuff down. And then when I decide what I want to go with, that's when I change colors. But I thought, I was telling you about her. I'm sorry. She's recently graduated. She's a geek. She's ambitious. And I don't know, I just kind of look at her as sort of I don't like the word, and I don't like the people, but she's edgy. She just gave me that impression that she's one of those edgy people. So I left a lot of this neutral. I gave her some badass things, but not a whole lot. I was going to do that, and then I'm thinking, well, plants I guess would be okay, like maybe housewarming gifts that she got and she doesn't want to throw them away, but it's not necessarily her style. But all she really wants to do is play video games. I gave her the tech guru career. Oh, I'm sorry, this hurts bad. I'm finding it awkward to sit. I really can't find a good, comfortable position. No big deal. Okay, what else can I tell you? Not much. I hope I'm sounding better than normal. I'm feeling so much better every day. But as I mentioned in my last video, I'm so afraid that this thing is just going to come back and really, really hit me. Because normally, every year around this time, I get this sinus issue. It's not the flu, and it's not a cold. Sometimes I will get a cold, and those colds, for heaven's sakes, they last 20 days. But a sinus infection, for me, is just horrific for a minimum of 10 days. And it can last up to 15. But by the 10th, 11th day, I'm starting to wind down and feel like myself again. This thing only lasted, not even 7 days. So I'm worried. Unless I just took some really great medicine. But I doubt it because it's what I normally take. I don't know. No, that's not true because my daughter gave me some of her NyQuil. I took that 2 nights in a row just so that I could sleep. That might have had something to do with it. I don't know. But I doubt it. That was probably boring too. Sorry. I just hope I'm not saying whatever. Got the paper right here. Don't say whatever. Um, the lighting. I dropped the ball on the lighting. Um, I chose that one because I liked the, it's a softer light. I don't like that glaring white, and I cannot stand fluorescent. So I usually go for the goldish tone. But I think it was when I did the after walkthrough, that is the ugliest. It looks like a prison lamp. It's just this black thing with one of them cylindrical bulbs in the middle of it. Cylindrical. Is that right? Yeah, because it's like a circular rectangle. Rectangle. I can't talk. Sorry. Cylindrical. Yes. Again, doesn't matter. Sorry. I'm going to add music to this video. I hope you guys don't mind. But them last few that I didn't, it was because I couldn't, I don't know how to say this. I had almost gotten it down to a science, being able to keep it at a level where you could hear my voice. And the video equipment I'm working with does a good job. The minute I talk, it auto lowers, the background, because I have it set to use my voice as priority. So it already does that, but the music has always been either way too quiet or, in my estimation, too loud. And I thought I had gotten it almost down to a science, and then it started going too loud again. So, and then if I, moved it, it would be way too low. So I have to find that happy medium again. So I'm going to try it again today. That's the only reason. I don't know how people feel about background music, but I prefer it when people are talking, because sometimes when you're watching it's just these types of videos. I mean, if someone's playing a game, no, that's distracting. But for me, these types of videos, you want something to ground you. So when you start either not hearing what the person is saying anymore, or you become distracted, the music will, well, for me, the music brings me back into focus. So, all right, so these are the afters. Well, these are after shots of the outside, the exterior, and then I do a video walkthrough, because again, I tried. I went into the house and I started to try to find an angle for a picture, and it just wasn't working. So I just can't do it with these tiny houses. Actually, no, I do it well in the tiny houses. This was a second level wall. What happened there? Oh, alright, I know. Darn it. See? Okay, that's a mistake. Oh well. But it's not bad, but those lights are horrible. But she's quote unquote edgy, so she might like that stuff. Who knows? It's not bad. It's not. Let me just say it was the best I could do with what I had. I probably should have just gotten rid of this silly house and built something better for her. You know what I could have done was just given her the house that I built next door. That one's gone forever. I could have, well, that would have been a boring video for you guys, right? Yeah, okay. Then I'm glad I chose to do this. She hasn't got much, but if I were to play her, I would take away a majority of the money I used to build this, and then make her start fresh and work her way up to whatever it is she wants to do. Because I'm pretty sure I told you I gave her the tech guru job, and she's a gamer. She's heavily into gaming, so. Ouch. Oh, that hurts. Alright, I'm going to stand up. I hope I don't make any noise. Ooh. I don't know how I strained the back of my thigh, but it's hard as a rock and it hurts. Whatever. I thought that that coat rack was a little over the top too, but I'm gonna assume it was one of those things that was there when she bought the house and she just left it. She'll get rid of it at another time. I wonder if anybody else does that with these builds. If they get inside their character's head and try to decipher things. It sounds like excuses coming from me. Let's just pretend she's gonna do this. But I make mistakes, like this roof here. Oh, and now it's gone again. Huh. Nope, there it goes. Alright, that's just a camera thing, then I'm not gonna worry about it. Weird. Yeah, so this is it. Thank you so much for coming out and watching another one of my videos. I really, really appreciate it. Ow. Oh, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.